create a simple, very simple program here. Live currency converter. Okay, we need to access real data, real exchange rate data, and try to create a basic currency converter in Python. So what I'm gonna do is run cmd, right? And then I'll access my desktop. Okay, and then I'm gonna create a directory called currency converter, where my project. Okay, so I'm gonna call it currency converter, and I'll change to that directory called currency converter. Okay, and then I'll make sure that I create a virtual environment for working perfectly with Python projects. Okay, so and I'm going to install a request library that allows us to communicate with APIs. So I'm going to use pip env install requests. Okay, so immediately after hitting enter, so I'm going to have my virtual environment created with project files that I need to work with in this particular project. Okay, so feel free to do the same. If you do not know how to create a virtual environment using PMV, you can use pip virtual environments, or you can still just do small research on that, or just ask a question. Okay, ask a question in a comment section. I'll be able to guide you through on what to do exactly. All right, so we are waiting for this to get done. As we're waiting for this to get done, just know this is not this is a fun project, so it's not real that much. Don't be so worried like, okay, I don't know Python, stuff like that. Some of these projects are supposed to inspire you to do coding. If you've not done any coding before and you feel like trying it out, some of these projects can inspire you to do it. So you can always feel free to come to this channel. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to access my virtual environment, activate it, and make sure I work with it by simply using pip env shell. Okay, so this is making sure that I work with my virtual environment, and I'm going to make sure I open this in my favorite editor. I'm using VS Code. Okay, so we have something interesting like this. So what we're going to create, I'm going to create a file to hold our code. So I'm going to call it app.py. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure I have access to our requests. Okay, and then the next thing is I'm going to create a function which I'm going to call currency converter. Okay, I'm gonna call it currency converter. That's going to take various arguments. One is the amount, and then from the currency, it means the currency we are converting from, and then to currency, it means the currency that we are converting to. Right? So being a function, I also have to make sure I get my URL. Okay, so URL, where am I getting the information from? Where am I getting information from? So I use the exchange rate API, okay, .com. So feel free to go to exchangerate.com and use the API. Okay, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is to get the data. Okay, so I want to access the data, so I'm gonna send a request .get. Of course, we are going to get our URL because everything converted to JSON to JSON, which is JavaScript style object notation. This is okay. Now the next thing I want to do is to get a conversion rate. Okay, so I want to get the rate. So I can just call it. It's okay. It's okay to call it conversion rate. Okay, I'm just going to call it conversion rate. okay, which is going to come from our data rates, of course. To currency, okay, so data, we're accessing a list element, which is rest. Of course, we are saying to our currency. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is to get a converted amount. So our converted amount here is simply going to be our, okay, conversion rates. So it's going to be our amount, whatever amount a user is going to pass, or whatever amount you're going to enter for now, okay, times our conversion rate. Okay, immediately I'm done with this. What I'm gonna do is to return. Okay, so I'm gonna return a good message. Okay, so I'm gonna return amount. Okay, amount from what? Okay, so from currency equals, right, equals to converted amount. Okay, equals to converted amount. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make sure that it is formatted, coming out well formatted, and then to currency. Okay, immediately I do is to print our output. Okay, so I'm gonna call the function currency converter, right? So currency converter, we enter the amount, right? And then from, let's say for instance, from USD, which is US dollars, right, to UGX. I love my currency, okay? So I'm using UGX, my currency. So let's see how best this can work. Something simple like this, right? So I'm gonna go direct here and make sure I will say Python app.py. So you see this? So it means 10 USD dollars is exactly equal to 36,590.60 Uganda shillings, right? So what if we change the amount here to 13 US dollars? So I'm gonna rerun this code. Okay, so I'm gonna say Python app.py. Okay, so we're seeing $30 is equivalent to 47,567.78 UGX, which is super fun, which is okay, right? So that is simply how we can play with a currency, a live currency converter in Python. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I have series that are coming in on mastering Python, mastering JavaScript. Make sure you subscribe so that you are always among the very first people to get access to my information, get access to my tutorials, anything technology. Subscribe to this channel, leave a notification bell, and leave a comment as well, right? Leave a comment on the comment section and share the video. Thank you for watching.